Welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks with Luke and Chelsea, talking about all things sexy, naughty and kinky. Episode 10.
The big double digits.
Double digits. Single digits are fun, but if you really want to have fun, you need double digits.
Stepping up.
Yeah. Didn't know. Do you think we'd ever get here?
To episode 10?
Yeah. It's monumentous heights.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But yeah, we're fucking here.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to bore you with what we're about. If you don't know what we're about by now, have a word with yourself. Go look in the mirror. Get back to episode 1 and just start and go through the whole 10 episodes. It's not a lot. It's 10 episodes. Grow up.
No, it is. It's monumental numbers. Why are you saying this?
All right. I mean, as in, like, for capacity, it's not a lot.
I see.
But I'm going to go back to I'm going to tell people to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Now.
Do it right now.
Do it right now. Rate us. And if, 5 stars is what we want, but if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, fuck you, for starters. Secondly, do it anyway. But no.
I wouldn't go insulting people just before they're about to review us.
All I'm saying is 5 stars.
Yeah.
Or I think you're a dickhead.
Fair.
But I get it. You think we're not worth 5 stars? That's fine. Whatever. No bad.
I'm going to plug the YouTube because we're going to be putting this on YouTube every week, and it will be really, really helpful if you could just subscribe to us. You don't even have to watch us on there. I mean, who actually goes through YouTube with their people they've subscribed to? Just throw us a subscribe, help us out, Ironing Out the Kinks or IOTK Pod, or click on the link in our Instagram bio and it will take you straight there.
And what's our Instagram?
Ironing Out the Kinks, all one word.
There you go. Get on that. If you want to subscribe, IOTK.fun. We'll do all of this again at the end, but that's the good stuff. Right. Let's shave this pussy.
Let's do it.
Top 100 kinks. What are we doing this week?
So we're starting off with milking. I don't know.
I love it. I love it. Right. Explain to me what milking is.
So typically people would know milking through like a milking table. So it's essentially...
I think you've made a huge leap there.
Well, we
know about it.
We know about it. But if you was to type in
explain what milking
porn,
is.
Well,
people think it'll be like milking tits.
Oh, it's milking a male.
Milking the man.
Milking the man.
Okay, there we go. Back to basics, babe.
Back to basics. But if you was to watch the porn of it, you'd typically see a hole in the table with a man's genitals and a woman under the table milking him slowly.
Man or woman?
Or woman, yeah, of course, man or woman. But it isn't just that. You don't have to have a table to milk a man.
Milk a man. No. So it's the idea of, is it about the disconnect though?
Yeah, it is about the disconnect, but you could blindfold a guy and there's still a disconnect there.
Absolutely.
It's the slow, sensual teasing, bringing a guy to climax.
Yeah, I get that. I get that from the man's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that from the other person's point of view, because I like doing that to you.
Yeah.
So I can understand why that would be like attractive to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
So for the guy, it's obviously going to feel good. And if you like a little bit of teasing, then you're definitely going to enjoy it. From the person who's doing its point of view, you've got the one that you're kind of in control of the situation. You can do what you want. If you want to tease someone and you want to like make them really want it and then take it away from them quickly, you've got that. You've also got the affirmation almost of the fact that you're going to bring them to climax. I think everyone likes making someone climax. So you've got that as well. Why are you smirking?
I think you're right. I think everybody does.
Yeah.
Good.
And I think it's it's not necessarily got to be a really naughty thing to do. It's not like getting out some whips and paddles or getting into leather or anything like that. It's something anyone can really try.
Yeah, and I think a lot of men probably would enjoy that disconnect.
Okay.
In a weird way. I think for me, the more I think about it now, I've thought about it before when we've seen stuff on it. We've never really done this.
No.
But I've thought about it before and thought, I quite like the intimacy. I quite like the involvement. And I'm not a huge fan of giving up power.
Yeah.
As everybody now knows. But for me, it's the idea of it just being a full act. It's just an act. It's a sexual act that's there to satisfy me, which I understand can be how women will feel in certain situations, you know?
Yeah. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily you giving away full power, because a dominant male will let will let somebody, a woman, a man, give them a blowjob, or let a woman or a man, you know, toss them off or something. It's still, I was trying to think of the best
What is this,
term
2007? Jesus.
So it's not necessarily like you're giving away all the power. You're just having something done for you that's pleasurable. You just got the tease element added to it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm in. I like it. I like it. And I think there's a whole host of like you said, you can be dominant and getting served,
mm-hmm.
but then also be submissive and be teased and completely controlled.
Yeah.
You know, I think it plays into a full, got really itchy nose. Sorry. Plays into a real full spectrum of things. So yeah, I think that's a good one.
I think it's a fun one to play with for sure.
I think if you're not sure, and if you're listening to this going, I don't think so, just watch some porn on it.
Yeah.
Watch it on some porn, and you might look at it and go, actually, that might be fun. That's what this is all about. It's bringing out these little things that people may not have heard of, may not have even thought about, and giving them a perspective on it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully opening people's eyes and starting a conversation. That's all we're about.
So when I watched the videos to it, obviously I don't have a cock, I'm not a man, I don't know how it feels like, but it just, you know, when she's tickling it and then she'll like really do some movement on it and then she'll like slowly tease it and touch it, and I'm like, oh, that must be so like, oh, I'm on the edge, like that must be fun.
It's the same as when you watch like edging handjob videos.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah, sometimes I flip past that and I think that must be such an anticipated relief. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same. I think it's great. There's like a thing with prostate milking as well, isn't there? As the milking stuff I've seen, it's always like, yeah, I milked my husband, and then they're like 4 fingers deep in his asshole.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
interesting.
I didn't do much research.
No, I didn't.
This.
I've just gone off of what I've known, what I've watched or seen.
Yeah, when you mentioned it to me earlier, and I was like, okay, cool, I've got an understanding.
Yeah.
But there does seem to be a lot of like prostate milking.
Okay.
But, you know, again, delve into that. We talked about prostate stimulation in terms of kinks.
No, we've just spoke about it a lot, saying, you know, the men
We'll
should try it.
Yeah, men should try it. Listen, if you're not man enough to do it, that's okay. That's okay. You're just not a big man.
Stop.
You're not. I'm sorry. If you're like, no, it's just not for me. Yeah, you know what else isn't for you? Being a man.
Okay.
Itch.
Big words from Luke.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Well, you want to jump into the next one? You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So this one, it's...
You're pronouncing it.
Okay.
I'll explain it if you want.
I'll give it a good go. So I'm not going to just go for this one kink because there's a couple different ones tied into it that are all kind of similar. So the first one would be somnophilia.
Sounds good.
Which is... Now, bear with me when I say this. It sounds a bit creepy, but bear with.
It's not creepy.
It's the act of you are sexually aroused by someone being asleep and then performing sexual acts on them. Then you've got the flip side of that, which is dormophilia, which is being the receiver. So you like to be asleep when somebody performs sexual acts on you. Obviously, need to state this all needs to be consensual.
So consensual.
And so it's got terms, sleeping beauty syndrome, sleeping princess syndrome, or the broader one, which I'd say that we actually have dabbled in quite a bit, is as simple as it's called sleepy sex.
Yeah.
And so that's either one of the partners can enjoy sleepy sex, whether they are the person doing it or receiving. It's just kind of having something started and you waking up halfway through that, realizing that you're about to have sex or having sex with someone.
See, I think this is something we're kind of into a little bit. Not in the sense of I don't see you asleep and think, oh, that's sexy. Right. What I do is when I wake up in the morning, I'm a bit of a morning sex person. And I look at you and think, yeah, I could wake her up the right way. And that turns me on.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I would be like sliding inside you without you knowing it was coming, but I know you want it because we've discussed it at length.
Yeah.
And we know we're all good with it. That's a turn on.
Mm-hmm. And I love, on the flip side of that, I love being woken up the right way. That's a great way for me to wake up. And I can't, again, we've spoken about this in detail.
Yep.
I can't see any more of me going, no, stop it, I'm not interested, because in that moment I'm like sleepy.
Yeah.
I haven't got enough brain cells to make much decisions right now. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. All you know is my dick's in you, and you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. If I can keep my eyes closed and you do all the work, I can do that.
See, this is on the flip side. I'd love to get woken up with a blowjob, but I happen to marry the sleepiest woman in the UK, so that just is never going to happen. I think I've probably slept past you. Like, I've slept longer than you, maybe twice or 3 times, and I was hungover or ill.
Yeah. See, there's been so many times where while I'm falling asleep, I've been saying to myself in my head, you know, when you wake up in the morning, give him a blowjob. He's going to like that. Like, make sure that's going to be tomorrow morning. You're going to start off the day right. You're going to give him a blowjob. Then you're going to get up and make breakfast. And then morning comes and I completely forget I've had that conversation with myself like 8 hours earlier. Or I'll do the same thing where it'll come to the afternoon and I'm like, oh, I was going to wake him up with a blowjob this morning. I completely forgot. My brain doesn't work in the morning, so that's not for me.
I'm devastated by this. There's nothing worse. The only thing worse than not getting a blowjob is being told you were going to get one,
but I forgot.
But now you're not. Just forgot. It slipped my mind. Whoops. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
My testicles just swelled 3 times their size. I think I remembered, and this came up in my brain earlier this week, and it's only just occurred to me. I remember somebody saying to me years ago, my girlfriend, and again, bear with me, because I think it is this, likes to pretend, she wants to pretend that she's like dead or unconscious.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just fully taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
And at the time I was young, this is 10 plus years ago, 12, 13 years ago. And I was like, that's mental. What the fuck? That's crazy. And he was like, oh, no, it's not, nothing like that. And now I look at it and I'm like, that's a pretty gnarly one. That's pretty cool.
So
and that's what this is.
That is what this is. So what I was reading earlier, this is in some like medical journals.
Well, it's a syndrome.
Yeah,
so
it's a syndrome.
Diagnosed.
So the somnophilia part of it, so like in sleeping people, there's been a lot of argument on, is it sleeping people or is it unconscious people? But they've kind of gone with, no, it's sleeping people. There's another philia for the unconscious part of it.
Unconscious / dead.
Yeah.
Necrophilia. Yeah, we don't fuck with that.
No.
But this is a consensual act between 2 people who, I get it. And I think a lot of people listening to this would be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. As long as, if I'm getting woken up by you sitting on my face, the happiest man.
Yeah.
Don't have to reiterate how much I love you sitting on my face. The happiest man. And the same if I know when I wake you up with dick, you're a very happy woman, albeit still snoozy and therefore not interactive and will go back to sleep afterwards.
Yeah.
But you're a happy woman.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've got that understanding. And again, this is a really, really easy one, I think, for couples to be like, we could try that.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, one of you, the 2 people don't get married who match up in these ways. You don't get 2 sleepy people married up. One's a person who wants to get up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. and the other's someone who doesn't want to get up till 11.
I like how you added an extra hour on that 7 a.m.
Well, I was thinking for work days, I'm up at like 7.
Yeah.
And then non-work days, I'm up at like 8. So, yeah. But you know what I mean? I don't think people, I think it's very rare that people marry up like that.
11.
Don't get me started on what time you got up this week.
I'll wake up early-ish,
and then
but I won't get out of bed because I'll lay in bed on my phone until about 11.
And on that, we're going to talk about, we're going to launch a Patreon soon, so you can pay us, so Chelsea doesn't have to get out of bed any earlier than 11. Yeah, brilliant. But no, I think this, although it's been diagnosed as a syndrome, I think it's a really cool kink. Yeah. Personally,
well,
and as long as it's done correctly.
I love it when it's done correctly, but I absolutely love it when you do it to me.
Yeah.
Providing I'm facing away from you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not quite going to work.
The mornings are a thing, like morning breath. But then in the same.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, isn't it?
I meant about like ease of access.
Well, yeah, but if you laid with your legs spread, naked, asleep, I'd still have ease of access.
Yeah, but that's a lot of brain cells to use. Make sure you fall asleep, starfish, so you can.
Yeah, I guess. But I think even at. Yeah, no, we won't go into it anymore.
No.
No, I don't want to sound weird. We sound weird enough as it is, you know.
Are you anything to add on that one?
No, I think it's just something. Again, people could just be like, that's not me.
Fair.
And that's cool. But I think that's one of those things, much like milking, that people may never have thought about actually exploring within themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they might listen to this or watch something about it and go, oh, I'm getting a little star on that. That might be for me. I like getting into things that are a little less known and delving into those and opening them up a little bit. You know what I mean? I like that.
I know you do.
I hope some people can kind of take something from it. So yeah, it's fucking cool. Let's move on to the next bit.
Alrighty, so naughty corner.
Naughty corner, remind us what it is.
That's advice corner.
Oh yeah, this has gone to my favourite, you know.
Yeah.
It's Wrong Hole used to be my favourite, but now I like this.
Yeah, I like it because I like the feedback we get as well when we do good.
We've only had like one feedback.
No, we've had quite a few now. I just haven't read them out on the podcast.
Oh, brilliant. So I've just got to sit and wait.
No, I read them out to you. I read one out the other night to you.
All right, you're not doing that today?
No.
Oh, I like that one.
No.
I was getting ready to call that geezer a bitch. He is a bitch.
Right. Yeah, ready?
Yes.
I'm bisexual and have been with my boyfriend for a year. I love hearing about yours and Luke's experiences with threesomes and introducing others into the bedroom. I love that I've started to really get into the idea and want to approach the topic with my boyfriend about bringing other women into the picture. How is the best way to approach this?
You literally say, I want to have a threesome with another girl with you.
And he will literally reply, yes.
He'll shed a tear, he'll look out to the sunset, and he'll just if he's not religious, he will be by the end of it. I promise you. Because that feeling of watching your partner say, yeah, I want to fuck a girl with you it's divine. It's fucking divine. And it's because it's the dream. It's the dream, and it can be this real, you don't realize it now because a lot of people would be like, oh, it's just having a threesome with two girls, but it's not. It's sharing this really intimate moment with your partner.
And it's also almost like watching your partner be a porn star.
It is. Oh, it is. I've got some images going through my head. We just take a little break.
I'd say one thing here. I'm assuming he knows that you're bisexual.
I'd hope so.
It's as easy as saying to him, I really would like to have a threesome with you, with another woman. You cool with that? And he's probably going to say yes. If you're asking on the best way to source somebody.
Yeah. I think before that, you need to set the boundaries. You need to understand your boundaries because it's very easy to get swept up into it. And then suddenly, like we said before, suddenly you're watching your boyfriend kiss a girl and you're like, oh, actually, I don't like that. You don't like me kissing girls.
No.
I don't kiss girls when we have sex with other women.
No.
So understanding your boundaries, you might think, I want to have sex with them, but I only want you to have sex with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many different things, and that's all okay.
Yeah.
Set those parameters out, and you also need to make sure that the third person that's coming in understands those parameters.
Exactly.
And they'll be understanding. If you're looking for a unicorn, unicorns are unicorns. They know the game, and they're okay with parameters.
And they're unlikely to tell you what they want. It's more about you saying to them what you want, and them going, cool with that.
But you need to understand, and your boyfriend might have boundaries. Your boyfriend might be like, oh, I don't want you to. It might be a case of he wants to source the women.
Yeah.
You know, that sounded so
awful.
fucking Liam Neeson taken, didn't it? But it might be that he wants to meet the women in the initial introduction because he's not overly comfortable with his partner speaking to a woman about sex, and that can kind of feel threatening to a man. You know, understanding each other's point of view on that is mega important.
Yeah, a big conversation on it.
Yeah.
What you'd be happy with him doing, what he'd be happy with you doing. And
it might just be like everything. I just want to see him fuck.
Cool.
I just want to fuck. And
I mean, we are cool with everything, but the only thing I don't like seeing is you kissing anyone.
Yeah, because that's an intimate thing.
Yeah.
And I get it. But sex is like...
It's an act. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas kissing is quite like an intentionally intimate thing. I get that. And it doesn't bother me. Again, you could say to me, I just want you to have sex with me, but I have sex with a girl.
Yeah.
This time, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to watch you fuck them. And I'll be like, okay, that's cool. Because again, it's just an experience that we're having together. It's not revolving around me having sex with somebody. That's not what it's about. And it feels like that probably for men who aren't doing it. They're probably like, I'd love to have sex with somebody else and my wife be okay with it or my partner be okay with it. And we kind of do this thing.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of guys want that. I've got a lot of guy friends, and when I've spoke to them about what we do, they're like, oh, why can't my missus be into that?
Yeah. But the actual act of it, it's not about that. The actual act of it is, for me, I look at it and I always think of your experience in it. That's what turns me on.
Okay.
Seeing you have sex with another woman is the ultimate turn on, because that's such an experience for you and it's so out of the blue. Having sex with women for me is what I've always done. So it's not different. But for you, you know, sleeping with women, although you were bisexual, you knew you were bisexual, but you hadn't actually had sex with a woman until we did it together.
Yeah.
That for me is like what an honor that is for me to be part of that journey, you know? So I think going back to the actual point, we've delved off about us. We've gone really fucking self-centered on this. I think
we or you.
I love a fucking tangent. Understanding each other's boundaries, understand and be completely open and honest. This is one of those things you have to be open.
Yeah. And also, if this isn't something that he has had much thought into, I think that making sure you're reassuring and reiterating that this isn't about a woman, it's just about us doing something fun together. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to speak to her again after, unless we want to see her again. The conversations are either going to be whatever you want. They're either like really to the point and direct. Okay, cool, we'll see you on this date. All sorted. You know what you want. We know what we want. Or if he wants you to talk sexy to him and he likes the idea of you talking sexy, I'd make sure you're covering everything to make so neither is uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Conversation. And again, I'm sure there are men out there who wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. I don't get it, but that's their choice and that's totally okay. But realistically, all you have to do is say, I want to fuck a girl and I want to watch you fuck a girl and I want to do all of that at the same time with you, you know? And that is...
I'd maybe drop that I want to fuck a girl and more I want us to do something together, that I want us to have a threesome.
Yeah.
Because it sounds a bit more like, so I want this and you need to be cool with it if that's good. Like, no, yeah, I want us to have a threesome. Have you ever thought about having a threesome? You have? Cool. Should we arrange it?
Yeah. No, I think you're in for a great time.
Yeah.
Just be open and honest. Again, get him to listen to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Get him to listen to this. Even just listen to us and be like, haven't they got a cool like setup of what they do? Would you want to do that with me? And him be like, yeah. Or he might be a bit more conservative and might be like, no, I don't like that. And then you haven't had to broach the subject with then giving him any anxiety or any worry. You know what I mean? You've managed to get the question out there without directly asking him. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just an option. We don't know what the relationship dynamic's like.
No.
But realistically, he's going to say yes. You don't know how many feet taller he's going to be, but he's going to be much taller. No one can touch that man, especially the day after. No one can touch that man.
Gonna have a glow about him.
Oh, honestly, I just remember like walking down the street and high-fiving a random stranger, and he didn't know why, but I knew.
Rick and Morty, my man.
My man. Yeah, slow down. Right. Yeah. So let us know on that one. Give us the feedback. We love it.
Cool. Next one. Help a girl in need. 8 months ago, I came out of a 7-year marriage. We rarely had sex and I started sleeping with a new person since my separation. He's really great in bed and I sometimes feel a bit like an awkward potato. I'm not the skinniest of girls, size 14, and I have a very big bum. There's a point to this, I promise. We have been trying out new positions and he says he loves reverse cowgirl. Prior to him, it was really only missionary, doggy and cowgirl I'd only tried. So I've tried to act confident and acted like I knew what I was doing. And the problem is I don't have a clue. I asked for some guidance. The problem is I'm partially deaf and we both ended up getting frustrated as I couldn't really hear it. It just ruined the moment and we have since then resorted back to missionary and doggy. I want to impress him and show him any advice of achieving reverse cowgirl without breaking his dick or snapping him in half. Right, I'm going to say really, really easy on this one. You don't need to do it during sex. You don't need to switch up position or like throw yourself around and twist his dick or anything. Arrange it for him. Surprise him. If he really wants to do reverse cowgirl, be like, right, go upstairs. I'll be up there in a moment. Be confident. Like I'm assuming if she doesn't know what reverse cowgirl is, she's probably Googled it or looked at porn. you know the position to get into.
Yeah.
I just go give him a show. I'd initiate it.
I think the problem is that being in that position for a woman is hard to judge, and I don't know this because I've never done it as a woman, obviously.
But
it's not necessarily a backwards and forwards motion, it's an up and down motion.
Yeah.
So if you're unable to judge, we don't know how big our partner is, you're unable to judge how much you're going to come up, and if you're going at a bit of speed, you can come up too much and then go down too quickly, snap a dick. Yeah. I don't like reverse cowgirl for that exact reason. It's a great view, but it's fucking risky.
Yeah, but it's not like, I'd understand if somebody has like a small cock.
Yeah.
But
what?
Unless somebody's going, I'm just thinking about you in reverse cowgirl, unless someone's like really hopping and bouncing off you, why would you be scared?
It's just a worry.
Right.
It's just a worry. But the way that I think to do this is like you said, do some research if you haven't already. Watch some videos, and you can watch like bigger women doing it. If you're plus sized, you can watch bigger women doing reverse cowgirl. Every type of porn in the world is out there.
Yeah.
You know, but I think having him control your hips.
Yeah.
Having him hold your ass, hold your hips, and moving you up and down. One, he can control the speed. Two, he can control how high up and down you go. But it's understanding it's an up and down motion. What I really, really respect is she said she's like tried to be confident.
Yeah.
So obviously she's not confident.
Yeah.
But she's putting it on, she's like doing it. So she should feel confident. She's obviously sexy if he's finding her sexy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, this is it. Like, I appreciate not feeling confident in the bedroom and worrying about what you look like naked, but
we all do,
yeah. And the thing is, you need to remember, which I remind myself with you, is you've seen me naked so many times and you love having sex with me. It's not an issue on how I'm feeling in my body. I understand it with new people. They haven't seen your body. You don't know what they're gauging, but she seems like she's been seeing this guy, sleeping with this guy a while. He likes what you look like. It turns him on.
Yeah.
Be confident in that alone.
100%. That's the like, it's the annoying thing of like, feel confident. It's the same as when someone's depressed and you go, well, just be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it doesn't make sense. But it is a case of, if you look at it logically, he wants to have sex with you.
That's it. You need to remind yourself logically.
Yeah. You make his dick hard. So that's fucking good. You're obviously what he wants. That's sexy. And trust me, as a man, the best show for me, anyway, I'm saying this for me, is bent over, like being able to see everything. Bent over, being able to see some pussy and asshole and just clap them cheeks, you know? And that's what reverse cowgirl's like. I just don't like it through risk.
Right.
I worry. I'm scared.
Well, this guy, obviously,
he loves it.
He's happy to take that risk.
He rolls the dice, and I respect him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think understanding the position and understanding the motion, and even, I don't know if you tell me if I'm wrong, maybe this is a bit mental, but just practice it. If you've got a dildo, just practice it in that position.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd say
and understanding your motion of up and down, because it's not like on top. If you were on top, you kind of go backwards and forwards a little bit as well, and up and down. This is purely up and down. Backwards and forwards in reverse cowgirl does nothing.
So I would say my piece of advice with the like practicing is it's a lot easier if you lean all the way forward. So the lower your head is to the bed, the easier it is for you to like maneuver your back, like your behind, rather than almost planking or propping yourself up with your elbows.
That is planking.
Just throw your head into throw your head into the bed and just teach yourself to bounce. Yeah,
I think that's definitely probably the best bit of advice. You know, you don't have to. If you watch porn and kind of study that and get an understanding, you don't have to do it exactly like they do. Find the comfort for both of you. And I think maybe having the discussion not during sex. You know, if you're partially deaf and the communication's an issue during, it's going to ruin the mood.
Yeah.
If you're having to explain to me, or I'm having to explain to you exactly where I want you to be, regardless of whether you can fully understand me or not, it's going to be a little bit of a mood killer if it's not quick and swift.
Yeah.
If you're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, no, put your leg that way. No, move your hips. Come on, no, come back this way. You're going to be like, what the fuck do you want? And I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the bathroom and have a wank.
And what I will say there is don't feel bad if you're not understanding during sex. There is a lot of times where you've been like, do this. And then I've done something different. You've been like, no, do this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't hear you properly.
Yeah, I just roll with it normally.
Yeah, it happens.
I say so many things and you do something different and I'm just like, whatever.
It happens.
Whatever, I can't be bothered to correct you
It's
anymore.
like when you say, this is going on a tangent, when you say get on your knees, I'm like, okay, in what capacity?
Oh, yeah, to be fair, that's ambiguous because it might mean get in front of me so I can come in your mouth, or it might mean bend over so I can fuck you from behind.
And I've got it wrong a few times.
Yeah, and you got on your knees and I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, bend over. And you're like, oh, right, okay, I was going to say that was quick. Well, now you're ruining the mood.
Tell me to get on my elbows and knees, God.
But yeah, I'll just have the conversation beforehand. And don't be scared to say to him, like...
Conversation beforehand? What do you mean?
Like before sex. Saying to him, like, so what do you want? What do you want to see?
She knows what he wants. He wants to see reverse cowgirl. Yeah.
But what does he enjoy about it?
I don't even think that's...
I do, because you want to make sure you nail that down. And instead of trying to have the conversation during, is what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but I think it's pretty obvious what he wants. And she's asking more for advice on, like, how can she... do it rather like there's check-ins and conversation and communicating with people, and then there's the unsexiness of like, why do you like this position before we do it? Like,
I think that's sexy.
You do?
Yeah. Then I start describing to you like, yeah, I love watching your ass cheeks like bounce open.
Yeah, but you like dirty talking. Not everyone does.
I love dirty talking. Jesus Christ, it's
you
the
could
best.
just talk yourself to climax.
Well, we watch TV programs and there can be two women talking and I'm like, do you reckon they want to fuck each other? And you're like, they've just discovered a dead body. What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, but do you reckon?
Every time we watch any TV program and there's two women, you're like, do you reckon they're like imagining each other's arsehole? I'm like, no, they're getting ready for a funeral. Yeah,
but you know what? Fuck them. They were. They are. No, it's yeah. But anyway, we've tangent in. No, I think it's. For me, I think it would be a case of what is it you like? Do you like the feel of it or do you like the look of it? Then you can know what to work on. Is in like, do I need to really like push my ass back so he can see more? Do I need to like really make sure he's getting a good view? Does he want it slow? Does he want to really see it go up and down? Or does he just love the feel of it? And again, I think it's like saying to him, hold my hips, like control me.
I think that's a good one. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And also like, he might see this is where I'd just go ahead and do it and not have the conversation. So he might like the fact that he doesn't have to do anything and the girl's doing all the work and it feels great. Or he might like the fact that obviously what he's seeing, he might just want her there and he fuck her from that position. But I feel like that's a jump in the moment, do it kind of thing. If you're riding him and he decides in that moment he wants to fuck you, then go with it. I think it's more about just getting to the point of that position, make sure she's comfortable in that position.
Yeah.
She kind of knows what she's doing.
Yeah. But I mean, you're reaching out, which is great.
Yeah.
To get that kind of help, as it were. Yeah, I think you're right on the cusp of getting it. It's just those it's like trying to put jigsaw pieces together sometimes. They're a bit finicky. You just got to find that right click and then it's all good, you know? So I hope we've helped on that one.
Yeah, I think...
Is this why the other night you asked me to do reverse cowgirl with you? But I was the girl. When in the front room.
Oh my God, yeah.
Is this why?
No.
That's mental that's come up.
That's so funny.
This is like weird.
Why was we even doing that?
I don't know. You just said, can you be the girl in reverse cowgirl and show me what it feels like?
No, you asked me to be the guy and fuck you.
No, that's not true. That's definitely not true.
That is literally what we did.
I haven't got the hip flexors for this.
We got into the position and you was like, yeah, and now like pretend to fuck me. And then I was like moving my hips. There was a point to what we were doing.
Do you remember earlier when I said, can you not try and mug me off on the podcast again? And now you're saying this nonsense. You literally like, what is reverse cowgirl like for a man? And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, can you show me? And then you lay down.
Why was we on the floor doing this?
Because you told me to.
No, but it was off the back of me doing it.
You were looking at your phone and then said, what is it like?
That's such a lot.
Oh my God. Anyway, this is going to turn into a domestic.
Anyway.
Okay, give us an update. Let us know if there's any more we can help you with, because I like to give good advice and I don't know if that was exactly what you're looking for. I hope it was.
Yeah, feel free to just message us and say this isn't for the podcast. Just want to chat, and we can reply back.
Yeah,
That's cool.
100%.
Cool.
Right,
So
what are we on to next?
slippery when wet, which is fantasies. So what I thought about this fantasies malarkey, this segment, it doesn't have to be fantasies that you have. It can be ones that you've already fulfilled, or just fun sexual encounters
Stories
that you've done that, you know, that won't fall into Oops Wrong Hole section. So this one this week falls into that. So
Perfect.
they said this isn't really a fantasy, it's already happened. Almost like a confessions booth.
I like confessions booth.
Slippery when wet confessions and fantasies, maybe.
Maybe that's Patreon though.
So I was in my final year at university, and I had selected a unit solely based on a lecturer who was teaching the unit. He was fairly young, and I arranged to have a meeting to discuss my essay. I didn't need help, I just wanted to push my luck. After discussing about wildlife crime, yawn, we ended up having a hot make-out session with a cheeky blowjob in his office. Nearly 5 years later, I think about it daily.
That is
Oh, it's such an American drama.
Yeah, it is. Do you know how probably filthy that is for him as well? Like to have someone who you're teaching, someone who you're kind of like senior to, and he's probably, well, he has obviously wanted to at least get his dick sucked by you.
Oh, it's risky because like he could lose his job over it.
Probably. But he's like looked at you and been like, oh, I'd love to like get around her. I'd love to have a little bit of fun with her. And then it's happened.
It's naughty. I don't know how I feel about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's authority figure. That's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
getting arrested by a police officer and then him like, come on into your shop.
No, she knows him.
Wow.
It's
Still
like having
authority
somebody.
figure.
It's like having a manager at work. It's exactly the same. They're all adults.
Yeah, I know what you're
although
saying.
she's a student, technically, she's not a child. She's like over 18.
Oh, it's naughty.
And it's her last year of uni, did she say?
She didn't actually say.
I'm going to say
final
she's
year,
in
final
it.
year
Yeah, so
uni,
like 21,
Oh, yeah,
22.
there's no denying that it's
And
naughty.
I think it's fucking filthy. And the fact that she's gone to the office, the place of work, and then ended up just sucking dick is just naughty as fuck. I love it. I love that.
Nice.
That's the fantasy, and I promise you that's probably his fantasy. I reckon he
Might
still
have
thinks
been.
about it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably got kids and stuff now, and he like tucks them in at night and just takes a pause outside their bedroom door, about to go back down to his boring wife. And he's like, do you remember that girl who sucked me off that time in my office? And then just goes and gets on with his life. That happens. I guarantee it.
Nice. Right, that's the only one we got this week. So moving quickly on to Oops Wrong Hole.
Okay. Are these going to be good?
Yeah.
Oh, that was... They're not your
I've got a
favourite?
few because they're quite short.
Okay, cool.
Okay, my mum, bless her.
This has started wild immediately. Okay.
My mum, bless her, asked me if my boyfriend and I were deep throating. I, mid-drink, nearly choked when she asked. I then told her to describe what she meant, and she says, oh, you know, like heavily making out. I just go, yeah, sure, we do that. I didn't have the heart to explain what deep throating is.
Oh my God. Oh, I'd have broken down. And you know what? I would have told her what deep throating is as well.
To embarrass her.
100%. I'd have been like, are you asking if he puts his dick all the way down my throat, mum? Is that what you're asking? Do you want to know that
Is
about
that
your
what
daughter?
you think you can hear?
Yeah. Is that, yeah. What do you think? Do you think it's a loose chicken somewhere, or do you think I'm just deep throating?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, that's great.
Bless her.
Bless her. When you start any sex story with my mum, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm front row and popcorn out.
All right. After having a night of drinking, me and two guy friends were just about to go to sleep. Apparently, they both wanted to have some fun that night. So there I lay in bed in the middle of both of them. I then feel a hand rubbing on my thigh on one side. A second later, I feel another hand on my other thigh. Both looking to get lucky, they start moving in to finger me. I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I just let it. They're both going for it, and then their hands meet in the middle. They both freak out like, what the fuck, dude? I start laughing my arse off as they're both yelling at each other.
I've heard of a similar story of friends of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Meet in the middle.
Well, they didn't meet in the middle. One was like, and this is fair play to the girl, they fell asleep with a girl in the middle of them, fell asleep, they'd been drinking, and she was kissing one of the guys like a bit late in the evening. Like they'd been in bed for a while. The other guy was asleep. asleep.
Right.
My man's running his hand up her leg whilst kissing her, gets to in between her legs, and the other lad's hand's already there doing the work. Whether she must have known where the hand was coming from. And
Literally sounds like this story.
Yeah, but she was like breathing heavy in my mate's mouth and was like gonna come from being fingered from another lad whilst kissing him, and he had no idea. But the most
he thought she was just really enjoying that kiss.
Yeah, he was like, that's why he was like, yeah, I knew I was gonna fuck her because she was like really into it and she was really enjoying it. And then he realised why she was enjoying it, because she was having a great time under the quilt. I don't actually know how that ended. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm going to paint a picture and say they both had sex with her and she was walking on cloud nine the next day, you know?
Yeah, high five in the mailman.
Exactly, high five in my man, my woman. So yeah.
Nice.
Good story though. Great story.
I dated a girl who told me her and her ex only did oral. She and I was 18. She asked what I wanted for my birthday. I said a blowjob would be nice. She said, okay. Anyways, pants down, all system go. She grabs it and asks for instructions. I say, more or less go with your gut. She just licks it. I look at her quizzically. She looks back at me and said she's never done this before. I said, but you and your boyfriend did oral, you'd said. She says, what, kissing? And looked at me confused.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, bless.
That's so, bless her. Bless her. And the fact that she's had the confidence to whip a dick out and go,
all right,
guide me. And you've gone, just do what you want, innit? Just do what you want. And then she's licked it like like a mini milk on a hot summer's day. Oh, that's not tragic, but that's just screams inexperience.
Well, it's 18, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, the last one. Quick one.
Go on. That's what she said.
Right after sex, her cat took the used condom out the bin, tried to eat it and started choking. I had to pull it out of its mouth. At least we didn't have to explain to a vet.
Imagine. Oh, wow.
Oh, that'd be awful.
It's just the thought of like laying there and being like, just seeing a cat choking and being like, you dickhead. Now I've like got to get up. I'm enjoying that like post-sex glow. I've got to get up and get a fucking used condom out your mouth, you prick.
See, I can see you. I can see you doing that.
I'd be so annoyed. So fucking angry. You've ruined everything. Honestly, you're a piece of shit.
You're adopted.
You're adopted. No one loves you. Your mum gave you up and you were like 6 weeks old. No one gives a fuck. Stupid cat. Okay, so anything more to add?
That's us.
You sure?
Yeah, am I missing something?
No, I'm just checking. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so like we said at the start, however you listen to this, like and subscribe. And yeah, rate us, really be honest. But at the same time, it honestly helps us so much. You don't understand how much having subscribers and having ratings helps us get out to more people, which is really what we want to do. If you enjoy this, chances are other people will enjoy it. So, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your mum who thinks deep throating's kissing, that, this podcast exists and it's a great way to get educated. And just hopefully have a laugh. Our socials, my darling.
Ironing Out the Kinks, all one word, on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok.
Okay, and the YouTube. I know
Ironing
we've
Out-
already plugged it, but I'm going to re-plug it. I don't give a fuck. Do you know how many people drop off at this point in the episode?
Yeah, I guess.
Like loads.
IOTK pod.
Yep.
I believe. I could be so wrong, so I'm just going to guess and say that's it.
Yeah, it'll be all right. And yeah, oh God, what was I going to say?
The website.
Oh yeah, the website, that's it.
If you want to send us a submission, it's iotk.fun, F-U-N. And that's it.
Yeah, get on there. You can do it all anonymously. And yeah, honestly, people, thank you so much for listening. It means so much to us. Yeah, and stay happy and keep fucking.
Bye.
Bye.